Hey there, Lee Drozak, digital strategist and WordPress designer, and it is day 10 of the 30-day challenge, and after today, I'll be a third of the way done. So today we're going to talk about whether or not you need to hire a web designer, or more importantly, do you need a site redesign? So there are three things that you can look at to determine if in fact it's time for you to redo your website and freshen it up a little bit. So first of all, you need to look at when was the last time you had a website created for you or you designed your own website. So the standard is 2 years. They say if it's more than 2 years old, it's outdated. But realistically, you can get away with 3 years as long as it makes sure that it adheres to today's standards, which is the mobile responsiveness and some of the other bells and whistles. And if you're using WordPress, chances are that your code is pretty okay or good, especially if it's older, because as WordPress creates new versions, and especially with this 5.0 of Gutenberg, you kind of need to make sure that the code on it is up to whatever the standards are that that version adheres to. So if you're using WordPress 5.0, it's pretty safe to say that if your theme is not broken, you're at least okay for now. So the second thing that you want to check and see is, does your branding and your look and your feel and your vibe match your message? Because what happens is as we grow and we change, we kind of forget about the design part of our website. And when I talk about design, I'm not just talking about colors and fonts. I'm talking about calls to action and functions that you have on the site. So if you have some products for sale, are you still using that PayPal button, or are you actually incorporating a cart into your site? And if not, then it is time for a redo. And the third thing is mobile responsiveness. Now, I know we talked about that in number one, especially if your site is a little older. But if your theme and your site is not mobile responsive, and what that means is the site adheres to all of the different browsers and devices that people use today. So basically, does it look good on a laptop? Does it look good on a tablet? Does it look good on a mobile version? And also, is it designed for those three things? So if you have a desktop version of your site and it's pretty heavy on a lot of images and videos and things like that, can you pare some of that stuff down on the mobile version so that you're not using as much data to load that site on a smaller device? This is really important for people who don't have unlimited data and are on a fixed gigabyte, or even one of the plans, the disposable plans, limit how much data you can have. So if your site is older than, I would say, 3 years and you haven't done much to it, it is time for a redo. If your site doesn't match who you've become as a business owner or a brand, it's time for not only probably a redo, but probably a brand fresh as well. And then also, if your site is not mobile responsive or doesn't play nice on all of the different devices, you definitely need a redo. So there you go, 3 tips for you on day 10. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on day 11.